Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the No Hope Estate, we're gonna be trying a medium in the Cove. I don't think this is a good idea just because of how many extra fights we're gonna be doing. However, that being said, eventually we're gonna have to get to them. This might not be the time to do it, but we're gonna give it a little bit of a test run. Main reason is because I want the Bloodlust brooch here for the Uncrowned. If you saw my last estate, this uncommon trinket, which uncommons usually aren't the greatest, was a trinket I used a lot for the Uncrowned. So we're going to be giving our best shot to go get this. If I can, I also need 2 stacks of portraits to get to the bank for our estate. So those are the 2 goals that I have for this cove. The group today is going to be Hush, the Uncrowned. We're going to be going from ambush when he's cloaked to poison knife to finisher. That's going to be the little loop we have for him, just because blight is really good in here, and if I do poison knife, that puts blight on his next attack, and then we can finisher using fan of knives to put blight on everything in the area. That's going to kind of go into some of the other heroes we have on here. He also has malicious for extra crit, giving him a lot better of a crit on everything. We have the dodge stone on him, so he has 21 crit, and archer's ring, so all of the range attacks that we will be doing, that's just poison knife and fan of knives, have a lot better accuracy in here. We then have Lilac, our new white priestess. She's going to be using the same old song and dance that I have been using. That seems to be working pretty well in here. Umbral Knight for when she's in row 1, Guardian Nun to move back, giving her a block, Knight Captain to move forward, doing extra damage versus marked, and Abyss Keeper to mark. All of these also do blight, and the Abyss Keeper also marks for the silent that we will be using later, that also has a trinket that needs marked. Lacerate also powering up all of her moves. We then have the Speed Stone, so Lilac goes faster, and the Stone Clamshell Shield, just because it is such a powerful trinket. I wanted it on someone that would be getting hit in the front rows pretty often, and since Hush has higher dodge, she seemed like the better person to put it on. I forgot to rename our Silent here, and since the Silent has no canon name and doesn't really talk, we're not going to name her, but we're not going to let her have a name. Now, the main things I want to use on the Silent are Piercing Wail, because this lowers the damage everything does as long as the debuff lands. So we're going to be kind of counting on that. However, I also want to be using Corpse Explosion, because on monster kill, this gives every other monster a 4/3 blight and clears the corpse. And Callous doing a 4/3 blight, doing 8/3 blight against anything that is already blighted, which Lilac or Hush can very easily do for us. We also have the Paper Crane, so +3 minimum and +5 maximum damage versus anything marked, so when I do Corpse Explosion, it hits a lot harder. For the trade-off that she does -1 damage permanently, so as long as I'm hitting something marked, it's a bonus. Against anything not marked, I'm losing damage. And then finally we have the Snecko Skull. Didn't really want to use this, but I had some other trinkets I wanted to put on other people, so this is kind of what I had left. So it is plus blight amount, which is really good. So the 4/3 goes to a 5/3, I believe. However, it does give her a chance to attack a random target every now and then. It's not that often, but it could kind of screw me when it comes to trying to attack a marked target, which is why I might not be using the Snecko Skull too often. But that is a thing to note where, like, I might go for a glass knife or a corpse explosion and hit the wrong target. So if that happens, that's why it happens during this run. And then finally we have Paracelsus, our Plague Doctor, with Noxious Blast, Plague Grenade, and mainly Battlefield Medicine. Battlefield Medicine not healing because of the things for this estate. It just cures Blight and Bleed on her target and herself. And then Incision if anyone dies and she goes into the first 3 rows. For her trinkets, she has Maciac's Heads for a plus debuff chance. I originally kind of wanted to put this on Silent for the plus debuff here. And then we could trade out the Snecko Skull. But I thought maybe the minus accuracy on Noxious Blast might go better. And then the Snicko Skull for the plus blight amount here might go better. I'm not sure about that little trade, but we'll see. So it is plus debuff chance, and then on attack hit debuffed all targets for -8 dodge while they are bladed, so I'm stripping their dodges as well. And then participation award on Paracelsus, so she gets plus resolve experience. Actually, let's trade that out for the Hellstone, so she has the ability to take a few more hits from like the spear fishing if I need to. So that's the plan. We're going to take all the food because that's pretty much the only way I can heal full stack of shovels, because there will be like the clams and all that jazz. There are things in here that can blade us. There are things that can bleed us. So we're going to take full stacks of bandages, a few medicinal herbs, a few keys, and a lot of torches just because of like fog walls and such like that. Oh, I have a feeling this is a bad idea.
Recover these lost shipments of rarities, that we may prevent them from...
So I have to get 3 relics. Let's go down first just in case there's one on the way here. Good thing we dodged that trap. I'm going to save this for on the way back. Found a secret room. That's awesome. Take this. And what's in the chest? 3 trapezohedrons, a lot of money. Torch up, go over here. And food? Food. No food. Take what we can. Gonna pop the holy water because we're about to be in a fight. Alright, this is bad. All the riposte. So we're gonna blade the back rows. Trying to think of how I want to go about this, because no matter what, I'm pretty much gonna get blighted. Ignores Aegis and Riposte, so that's gonna be handy. Let's do... Yeah. So we're gonna blight the Sea Slater here. I'm marking him. Then we're gonna do Abyss Keeper, I think, to just do some damage to him.
Continually on
Silent here.
destroy.
When I get the chance, I'm gonna do Piercing Wail, and then this bypasses Riposte. Uncloaking him, but that's fine.
Give them no quarter.
Card failed. Actually, what we can do is trick Tools of the Trade to Poisoner's Tools. And then Corpse Explosion here, hoping I get the 2? Shite. I should have done Piercing Wail. Okay, so from here, okay, Urchin goes down, so let's hit this one. Knight Captain, or not Knight Captain, Guardian Nun for the block here.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Then, Poison Knife, hit the Sea Slater, leave that blights him out.
A faint hope blossoms.
You get to cure bleeds. Corpse Explosion, that puts blight on the rest of them.
Maintain.
It's 9 and 16, so this Sea Slater is going to be the only one left.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Lovely. Then we're going to Tools of the... Actually, no. We're just going to Catalyst. Because then we don't take damage. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Just so we don't take more damage from any riposte. And... Stabby stab. I love it. Okay. Take what we can.
Remind yourself that
Gonna heal up on Para.
insidious killer.
I'm gonna get rid of the citrines for the bandage. Now, I am super tempted to take this thing out. I know what happened last time. So... We do have a lot of blight, but it is blight resistant. However, we do have other damages on us. We can do this. We can do this. This is still a horrible idea, don't get me wrong. At least I can shuffle people around. That's minus stun resistance. This is a bleed. Forward by 2. Trying to bleed him. That's not a bleed. Okay. Lower accuracy. No blight, but did get the debuff. That also lowers... Okay, just lowers accuracy. We're going to Noxious Fumes right off the bat, so anytime I do a non-lethal move, it has a chance to blight. Also ups their blight chance. I'm going to Abyss Keeper for the mark. And Knight Captain to move forward. Para is now in 3, which is what we need. Cool. I should have healed Para a little more before going into this, come to think of it, but that's fine. Gonna Abyss Keeper this one for the mark. And then we're going to Knight Captain the Shambler moving forward.
The ground quakes.
So hopefully that minus accuracy does something for us. You know, I'm just going to use the bandages so we can do more attacks. Poison Knife the Shambler here. Now all your attacks are poisoned. Bandage again. And we're gonna Plague Grenade the Shambler. Shambler's, debuffed at least. Tools of the Trade. So I can do Piercing Wail, blighting everyone. Maybe should have Corpse Explosion to the Sycophant, but that's fine. Debuff there. An Abyss Keeper onto the Shambler to blight it a little more. Blighted for 7 before we move forward by 1. Tools of the Trade. Gonna see if I can't take out the Sycophant with the Corpse Explosion. There we go. That should blight the rest of them. Did I not take it out? What happened there? I did the 3 damage. I am so confused. I am so confused right now. Uh-oh. Oh, I maybe hit the wrong one. Gotcha. Alright, well, incision again there. Hit the Shambler.
Executed.
That was random attack chains. Right. Ambush the Shambler. That's a miss. Then we'll just blight Shambler again before moving forward. Corpse Explosion again. I think we hit the right one. 11 and 6. Shambler should be going down. Clapperclaw should be going down.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
So we can focus on Sycophant.
Begone, fiend.
Kerboom.
Be dismissed as a fever dream.
Ooh, Ancestor's Candle is a nice one. Also black market delicacies, which are a little bit useless, but default party order, we'll take the money. Who do I want those on? Plus dodge if torch above 50. You know, let's get rid of this Neko Skull on her. That way the dodge chance is gone. Then we'll take the... I think we can only have one of the black market delicacies, if I remember right. Let's get rid of one of the shovels. That way I don't have it again.
The light, the promise of...
And Shambler down. Now, that I feel like that was a very stupid decision. Because now I have to go through the rest of the dungeon like this. They can eat, that's going to help with the health. I should probably camp for the stress because we're not in a good spot. I'm going to blight the back rows because they're the most too dangerous there. I am going to... What I would like to do and what I can do are two different things. So maybe we blight and mark the Pelagic Grouper. And then Night Captain him. Okay. That's at least some damage down. I was thinking if he didn't go down to the Night Captain, I could at least Corpse Explosion him. Which I think we can still do a Corpse Explosion on this guy. 3 to 5, high-end damage takes him out, or I can wait until next turn to do that. And do Tools of the Trade and Piercing Wail so we take less damage. I think we take like a minimum of 1 even with using Piercing Wail. Alright, we're gonna Poison Knife onto the Sea Slater. Aww. You know, Tools of the Trade, and then we'll Catalyst to this Blight. This should be a pretty high number here. Yeah, 10 for 3. Then we'll lower the accuracy.
Decisive pummeling.
Then Blight again. Guardian Nun for the block, for the Aegis. And down he goes.
On its own.
Just leaving Guardian here. Which we can lower his accuracy. That's a start. I'm gonna neutralize because I can't Catalyst again. That should up crits received, at least. We can then Everscrate, because if this isn't crit, he should go down to Blight. And we can Abyss Keeper at least, and move forward. And down he goes. Ooh. Take what we can.
Success so clearly and
Gonna use that torch a little prematurely, because otherwise we can't carry it. And I would much rather have the Jades than the 300 gold, because they'll stack up to be a little bit more, and then we'll leave all that. Default party ordering, and moving on along. Alright, what's here? We're definitely leaving that, because I don't believe anything I can do helps me there. Digging through this.
another mariner, another misfortune.
And do we scout this last little bit, because that would be helpful. There is a curio and then a treasure room. I do want to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to camp for stress reasons. I'm just trying to figure out what I would all get out of that, and it's not much, but it's something.
Circle in the dark.
Because this, at least the feast is minus 10 stress, and it heals me up. From there, this is not going to be good. If I do this, all companions plus 10 stress, which is the stress I just got back. I can do a comforting hug on Pera for the stress. We can do encourage for the stress. But from there's where I'm a little screwed. So I can do brew poisons. That's not going to do me too much. Ruthlessness would get me crit and armor piercing, which might help. Or I can just do accuracy. Accuracy might be the way to go for the plus damage on her for 4 battles. Then we can do footwork for a little dodge.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I'll get this on the way back. Torch through this. And hey, might get a chunk of the urchins at least. I mean, that's a hope. They got 3 health left. Blighting the back rows. Leave. Oh, he doesn't get blighted. Okay. If I can do enough damage to the shielded urchin, I can corpse explosion it like so. And then I can do Knight Captain onto the young Clam blight. You know what? Let's just last rites. And then I can do Guardian Nun, giving everyone a block. Ooh, that miss is going to suck, but at least everyone still got the block. I think she only got 1 because we missed. We're still going to Tools of the Trade into Corpse Explosion onto the shielded urchin there. And then everything gets blighted. That doesn't resist. And then only the Deep Stinger lives, I believe. Oh no, shielded urchin lives. Okay. But everything past this turn just drops on its own, so I don't need to take, like, a shot that's not going to take the urchin out. This, however, will. Not sure how he can grab onto those. I mean, maybe he's just that agile where he can grab onto one spike, hook around, and then gaze a little arm into the other holes. A bloody collar plus bleed chance on being hit, bleed the target. I suppose that's a good trinket. What do we give up, though? I'm a little reluctant to give up the anti-venom just because of other things in here that can blight us. And if we run into that pool of water, I would like to be able to heal myself, but I am on the hunt for, like, all the trinkets right now still. Okay. Lilac. Let's hit and mark the young clam. That way I can corpse explosion it. And then we're just gonna night captain the stinger. It blights out. Hera, blight back rows. Just kind of want that on the Bosun. Hush, take Bosun out. Leave between the blight and that. Everything goes down so far. And then we can corpse explosion on these. Actually, I can't take the clam out, but the blight does. So deep stinger that transfers blight to the grouper.
Executed with impunity.
And stabby, stabby, stab. Not how I thought Hush would be working in this party, but hell if it works.
Momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Now, if you're gonna tell me I can't take that emerald, we're gonna have problems today. The only problem is, what do we give up for the emerald? Because I have all of this to go, so supplies are not getting traded. I would have cried if you gave me portraits, but it's just crusts and money. Alright, back we go. Torch up. Break through this. Crusader seal and some onyx. Really hoping I make up for all that money I lost, like throwing out. Because as is, I need 2 emeralds right now. We'll see though. So far, the trinket I've gotten has made this run, I think. I love that candle. I love it so much, especially for when I'm in the courtyard or Color of Madness places. Well, here's some more jades at least, a refresher on that, and another medicinal herbs that I used on the fish itself. I'm not sure how that works. I think it'd just be a free use of the... I mean, yes, it was a free use, but you'd think I'd just be able to, like, hey, here's the thing. I forgot I needed to bring these back. Shite. Yeah, I know what I'm giving up right now, but...
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
For later, I don't know. This could be a problem. Alright, blight the back rows. Don't really need to worry about the Urchin anymore. We're gonna hit the Sea Slater because don't need to worry about the riposte with that attack. We're then gonna mark the Anemone so we can do extra damage to it. And then we're going to Knight Captain onto... Actually, screw that because of everything else. Guardian Nuns for the block and hitting it down, and then we can... Never mind. Catalyst onto Deep Stinger. At least 2 are gonna drop to Blight, I think. The Anemone and the Stinger. And then the Urchin goes down. Was it immobilized? Why did the Stinger go in front of it? That was a little odd. Noxious Blast you. And then we can mark. We'll move forward just because we can. Have no anti-venoms for that anymore, which is unfortunate. Still might be able to take you out, which transfers the blight, and then stabby, stabby, stab. I love it. Love it so much. There's that emerald I wanted.
trifling victory.
And then why does it taunt me with another Jade? I already got a secret door there. What are the chances I need another key? Somewhat high. Which would get me another portrait. And there's a lot right there. There's a lot right there. Yeah, we'll leave the Jade because I would rather have the thing for a portrait. If it comes down to that, you know. I should also save some torches for fog wolves. See, what do you know? Treasure room. Hush is best with traps. Another trinket I would like to bring back. But at this point, I don't think the Book of Intuition is worth it. They can eat. Quest location. So I will have to give something up here. Oh, okay. This is gonna suck. Lighting Urchin. Using bandage to cure bleed. Then we corpse explosion it. Ah, we're blood again. I can cure Lily. Bypassing riposte. Oh no. Okay, good dodge, good dodge. Corpse explosion, transfer blight. Get all of them blighted pretty heavily. I'm okay with barnacle barrier. Blight takes out Urchin. Okay, 2 left. Lower accuracy and blight. What would the finisher do? Okay, so we're gonna blight this guy to get more points and to blight our blades. We're going to Abyss Keeper to mark this one, and then we're going to actually Guardian Nun to get a block. Which also blights this one for a little more, so 10 and 7. We're going to Noxious Fume this one, because with that, or Catalyst rather, he resisted. The 10 should still knock this one out, so I only need to focus on row 2 though. There's that 12 blight on 2. Everscrate, he goes down. 1 goes down on his action. I can only do this once, right? Yeah. I was hoping to get Lily into 3. But, whatever. Or Lilac, rather. Alright, nothing we really need.
Success.
Can't really heal because I need the food check. I could end the quest actually right there because we're not looking the greatest. The one thing is I really would have liked more portraits. But, oh well. Okay. If I can end the quest, we might as well end the quest because I would rather not someone die.
Otherworldly corruption. A handsome
Taking what we
reward.
can. We're going to take the crests. We're going to take the money. And then we take this. And that is quest done, thankfully. Oh boy. I was actually a little scared there. So got a super good trinket for the Uncrowned. Gonna come in handy later. 20,000 gold, roughly 19,700. 9 crests, 1 portrait, so I need 5 more for the bank. Paracelsus hit level 2. Also got soft, which isn't the worst thing in the world on her, considering, you know, low health, but
Instrument of butchery and bloodshed.
There was a free weapon upgrade I can take, but to do that I need to get this place upgraded, which we can't even do. There's a Prefect, which I'm super interested to use on this estate, otherwise we have everyone there. I'm not the keenest on just, you know, hiring someone there. Now, I'm curious about this. I could trade 30 of my 80 crests for the portraits and just get that bank rolling now, right? Yeah. I know it's not the best thing to do, but let's do it. So, interest gained on save gold 5 per week. The reason I'm doing this first is because of how many people are already dying. Like, we're on week 16, and I counted at the beginning of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people have already died. So that's not an insignificant amount. And if that's in apprentices, I know. But still, it's a thing of, like, once I start training them, I'm gonna need that money. Because normally I would do the vintner so I can get the blood stuff, but yeah. So from here, there's a few things I would like. Wayward Compass is good. This Bloodshot Trophy I was looking at last time, but I decided not to go for it. I actually used this Bellator S request a lot last time, so this would actually be a decent one to get in the Wield. So there's a few decent trophies here, actually. I think I'm going to go for this Bellator S request, though. I'm probably butchering how to say that, but that's fine. Which means getting a few people into the Wield. Now, the past few times I've done the Wield, it's been a lot of coffins. Did I get his Venom Axe ever? I did, okay. So that is an option. I'm super curious about something with the Crusader here. So we'll have Reynold come in because we have this for him. So he has armor piercing and plus damage on melee skills, but if we run into the coffins, he can attack them and just destroy their riposte, and maybe he just breaks their mechanics. That could be really funny. Oh, Freebird got this. Lovely. This just means I'm gonna need that much more of... I think what happened here is I put him in with Scarlet, who I don't even see on my list anymore. She's here somewhere. Actually, where is Scarlet? Yeah, I put him in here with her. And because she wasn't getting out of the Abbey. So maybe we don't put Parrot in here because I don't want more people with the Crimson Curse. But, this is the problem. Where is Scarlet? On my list. Right here, okay. But this means I'm gonna need to get more of the blood or do this sooner than, or not this one, but the Baron sooner than later, which is unfortunate because I really don't want to do the Baron. I actually can't even get to it sooner than later because I don't have veteran people. But yeah, maybe we do this. Then I need a person in row 4. I can do Combusting Talisman and Invoke Enra in row 4. Let's actually try. Let's try Vigo. I'm gonna have to pay for a few skills here, but I feel like I'm gonna get everything back. Because now I have 2 people who can bypass riposte and break riposte. Or 2 people who can break riposte, 1 who can outright bypass it. He can also bypass and break riposte and guard. This is going to be interesting, and then Finn is getting me more money as well while we go and get the thing for the Lawbringer. Let's go. Oh, I need to do trinkets before I forget. That would be helpful. So we got this trinket here for the Crusader. We're also going to put the shield on him. For the Lawbringer, we have the plus accuracy and plus crit for ad mortem. Then we'll put the Ancestor's Candle on him. For Finn, we are going to put the Maciac's Head just because of the plus debuff chance for Invoke Enra for the minus accuracy there. And then you're going to be using range attacks, so we're going to put the Archer Ring on. And then Vigo can have the Dodge Stone and the Speed Stone. Cool, now we're set.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from
All things considered, not horrible for a map.
this evil.
Now what's in it, on the other hand, could be
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
a lot of coffins. I'm glad I took what I did. Alright, so let's see if this works. Bypass riposte, break riposte. No riposte on Coffin. Long arm ectoplasm. Let's pull it forward before we Swift Justice it and take it out. So that's my first target. Target down. Nothing in that coffin. Okay, they can get their riposte back at least.
Knowing uncertainty, the birthplace of dread.
Tick-tock, so you go faster. Disrupt. Long arm, bring you in. That one's down. And then break corpses. It is an interesting way of dealing with these things.
Foolish horrors.
Alright, Finn, if you would, because you're the one who needs to be searching these, thank you for the blood. I am gonna need that. Now I'll search sconce. At least we got one of those things. Also take the key and burn the holy water. Take the artifact of fervor, that's worth a lot of gold. I'm biting a little bit. Oh, hey, you guys. Oh, have we seen the missionary yet on this file? I don't remember. Anyway, I can bypass the guard. I don't think any of them guard. Riposte, on the other hand, I think they do. Not sure about the stealth either, but up speed. And ruler. You've been a bad student. And then invoke Enra. Lower your accuracy. Shove you. Swift Justice Levy, because I don't like them. They're the ones who bleed me. I'm gonna make them read their own scriptures. I think the Levy died from that.
Give them no quarter.
Oh, is that a buff? Stun chance and stun resistance. Well, the stun chance is kind of stuck, but the resistance, yeah, I can deal. Swift Justice. Deadbolt down. They have mark synergies. It sucks. Then, okay, cure marked target. That could come in handy with these guys, but until then, disrupt. Lower accuracy. And they still hit Vigo. Break corpse. That's scary. Ruler smack. Lower accuracy. Surprised they still hit. Minus 30 some accuracy there. I guess it's only 12 until they hit him, but... Old man down. Long arm to pull you. And add Mordom. Oh, it actually didn't do that much. Okay, ruler. Talisman. Okay, now we missed. Shove. Hey, we missed too. And Swift Justice. There we go.
The fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And Artifact of Serenity, you know we're taking it. Food, we're using it. Gold. There's that intuition book again. Kinda tempted to take it. It's actually not a bad trinket. Not that I actually plan on using it, but... Oh, I needed to do that with Finn. I love some of these backgrounds so much. Alright, this is Anti-Venom. Not the heirlooms I want, but some heirlooms I need. I really don't see myself using that leather brace, if I'm being honest. Hey, treasurer. TikTok. Disrupt. Lower accuracy. And down he goes. You're not running away on my watch. And we're gonna pull one of these guys in range. Before I add mortem the guy out of range.
Annihilated.
That way I get a rushed shot out of them. Oh, I was hoping. They need to be in one for that though. Because they hit me. Minus accuracy, minus accuracy. Alright. Shove. And would Ignis do enough? It might. Just one left. And now you're in row 1. This is gonna suck for you. Talisman. Burn him a little bit. Vigo's gonna hit him so hard with the ruler that he drops.
As the enemy crumbles.
How bad is that? I mean, I know Vigo is like military grade ruler smacking, but still. I want that Highwayman Seath actually. That's a really good one. That is a really good trinket. Panacea can go. And this is 2,000 gold. It's worth more than a gold stack. Still want the gold stack. I still want the gold stack. Thing is, all of this right here, each one of these is easily worth more than a gold stack, because if I get one more Artifact of Fervor, it's worth more than one. If I get another Artifact of Serenity, it's worth more than one. And there's a lot more trinkets to interact with. I really actually need to start doing more mediums so this becomes easier. I'm just afraid of the mediums because they can hurt like hell. And my one trip to the Necromancer went very, very poorly. Although I do need to try it again. I think what I'm going to do is a boss rush actually, like once I'm ready to do all the bosses. But nonetheless, it doesn't help me right here. I think I'm just going to leave it. Best I could do is get rid of the intuition that I'm probably going to sell. Again, this one reminds me of the Sunward Isles, but I do like it nonetheless. Whew. Gaunts. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Maybe I have, and my memory is just shoddy. Anyway, Disrupt. No stealth for you.
The abyss returns.
We are going to shove a Lost Soul. Don't think Ad Mortem does what I want, so Swift Justice on row 2. Row 2 down, they fall in line. Hit row 1 down, no action for them. I'm gonna see if I can't take out the Urchin here. We are then going to shove the Weeping Widow. Ignis. Have a few attacks that can hit the Widow. Talisman her. And then she actually came in range of me. She just kind of stunned me. So disrupt. Got another Serenity. Got more deeds, which I need. Got more money. We can leave this citrine, and I don't feel bad about it. Alright, we can key this.
Packs of
More money.
are often low on supplies.
Feel bad about it, but we're gonna leave the money stack. In we go, torch up. And then we have the trek back, which got us a battle. That's actually not bad at all. And it's stuff I actually don't mind fighting here. So TikTok, you go faster. Disrupt for damage on Madman. Invoke Enra so they get minus accuracy, hoping the stress doesn't stress us out too bad, and then we're gonna bonk a Brawler. Then we're gonna long arm the Madman so we do a little bit of damage to him before we do Ignis Ember, hopefully taking both out. Well, at least one of the Brawlers went down. We definitely need to throw some people in stress relief. The reason I haven't been is Scarlet's in there with the Crimson Curse, and I didn't want to get that on more people. Okay, another down. Disrupt Brawler. He's not the biggest problem right now, and then we can just hit the Acolyte down. Or maybe not. Talisman, there we go. And then I can Holy Lance onto Brawler. Ooh, another Artifact of Fervor.
Remind yourself that over
Give the 25 gold, full party order, moving on along. Torch up. Should probably save a torch for that obstacle down here. It's more than likely a fog wall. Okay, last anti-venom. Meaning I probably can't anti-venom this thing, but definitely taking that sapphire. Curious if I can medicinal herb this. I can, and it gets me another artifact.
trinkets and baubles,
Also some food.
paid for in blood.
You know what? We'll do this. B go for trap. And then we have Curio and then Curio. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you had observed. That's right. So we're going to use 2 of these. We're going to make you go faster. And then
The blood quickens.
this beholder needs to go. How I'm going to achieve that, I don't know, but it needs to go. Long arm. That's right, it can't be moved. Other things can be, though. Well, we can get that one down. And now this one's in range for a few different attacks. Gorgons gains on Vigo, it's a stun. As long as this is up, I get a 100%, I get stunned no matter what. It's like a 999% chance you will be stunned no matter what. So if you have one hero remaining, or like me and do solo hero things sometimes, and you run into this beholder, or trying the beholder boss, and it spawns this thing, you might be caught in a loop where you don't have an action for 5+ minutes. Yes, I am still holding a grudge over that. I'm still surprised I got out of that loop. And it's purely because of the trinket I had on said hero. But the fact that that loop exists still bugs me to no end. Parasite, not the biggest deal.
Diminished.
There we go. Another artifact of fault, some more deeds, another jade. Not sure what else I can take from there. You know, we're not going to be needing the food. I doubt I'm going to get a hunger check in that one room. I do want the accuracy stone. It's going to be anything. It's going to be some... My bet is hedged on the curio that I need being the medicinal herb. So let's do this so I can take the onyx home. And I can take digging through something with my hands. If it's the torch, I get sent back to somewhere random and take stress and damage. So we'll do that. Wow, I bet everything wrong. Alright, 20% health plus stress damage. Finn gets afflicted. Then we're gonna dig through this, because I'm gonna live with my mistake. And then it's not even a curio I want. Nope, screw that. We're gone.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from...
Well, at least we got the the common trinket that gives us plus 15% damage. I'll live with that. 19,000 more gold. And a lot of heirlooms that I needed. Did I even get a single portrait? Not that I need too many more portraits, but I do need them to upgrade. I think it's a blacksmith. But we do need those deeds. We do need the crests. Alright, cool. That paid for the blacksmith, or the bank that we just upgraded. Luminous on Raynell to plus 2 speed, plus 5 dodge. Farmstead Frobe on Vigo. And Musical on Finn isn't the worst thing in the world.
The poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Finn needs to go in there. Para needs to go in there. I don't think I can upgrade this a little bit. But this would just reduce treatment costs for now, so I'm kind of tempted to hold on for a little bit to get a few more, because if I can hold on until I get another blueprint and then get to the Sanguine Winters, I need 80 busts, so that might be the better call. I definitely want some of these heroes, so let's see if I can't fit them in. So I feel like I have more than a few duplicates here.
This one is...
Do I have a half-foot, or did my only half-foot die? Because I know I needed the Martial Saint because my Martial Saint died, and I have a half-foot. Do I have an occultist? Not that I use them too often. But they can come in... So they can't heal. They can't stun. So, I mean, Sacrificial Stab does plus damage versus Eldritch, so they are good in the Cove. Abyssal Artillery does plus damage versus Eldritch. They can move people out of place and they can mark and debuff. Okay, I mean, they do have their uses. It might be better than the Occultist in some, or the Vestal in some places.
For we have need of sterner stock.
But I'm failing to see some uses now. Okay, well. We have that. We have a few new heroes. We have a few returning heroes that had died. And I think that we're just going to keep continuing trying to get good trinkets while upgrading the Hamlet, because that is kind of my goal. I would like to get the guild upgraded to at least rank 2 in each of this stuff. I would like to get the blacksmith upgraded, a little bit on the Abbey, and we obviously need more space here in the Stagecoach network while trying to get more stuff for the districts that I want. I know those are going to be a little bit away because I need to beat veteran bosses, but that's kind of going to be the plan, I think. So we are going to be in Apprentice for a little while, but then I think once this thing gets kickstarted, like I said before, it's going to be kickstarted. As you can see, we're already kind of taking off a little bit more speed than what we had, and dungeons are going a little bit better now that we're getting trinkets. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.